Hey guys, still here and welcome back to From the Depths. It's episode 13, and as you guys have mentioned in episode 12's comment section, these missile launchers right here, they're an accident waiting to happen. Now fortunately, I don't need the bridge anymore, because I have my own little under the deck control center over here. And that means that this room, or this space on the hull if you will, is now actually available to put missile launchers. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put missile launchers, actually maybe amidships, so that would mean that I have to relocate the control center. And then I can ensure that this space is filled with those missile launchers. So let me quickly relocate the control center and then we're going to get to reconstructing. Alright, a while later the redesign is complete. This means that I now have my own little control setup over here. The screens are even bigger than before, they're 10 meters. It's going to give me good view to port, starboard and midships, and now is the time to relocate the missile launchers. So I am very sorry here gentlemen, but your time has come. I'm going to remove the missile launchers. They were nice while it lasted, but we're going to give these guys a better home. That's the spin block. Yep, the game's going to cause an issue with that. Next. This one looks like a spin block, and there we are. Now, I created this bulkhead in front of my control center over here. Let's say the CIC, Control and Information Center. And now I can use all this space. Down here, through here, and even through here, to make a really nice missile launcher. I just have to ensure that these wireless cameras are going to stay in place, or at least more or less. I might also have to relocate my observation mast a little bit, because as it is right now, it's not ideal. Anyway, let's get working on installing these missile launchers here. These are going to be tall missile launchers, only going after the biggest and baddest threats. So, we're going to set up missile launchers. I now have 114,000, so that should be plenty to get me going. Large launcher, both sides, and then I should be able to make use of these, I think. Large rail gantry. There is one that works on both sides, but I'm not sure which one that is. Maybe it's for the smaller missile launchers. No? The huge ones? I thought it would be an interesting setup to have these things sort of side by side. Because normally I use these. It accepts gantry connections on both ends. Ah, gotcha. So I would then have these here. Not connected to a missile controller, you're correct. And then I would have another launch pad next to it. I don't think I need that much firepower. At least not yet. Maybe later. First I'm going to build these things up. Yeah, I'm going to need the space in that deck. Here we go. Now because these things are going to be ludicrously expensive to run, I'm going to set the weapon controller to only engage big threats. Because it's probably going to be, what, 500-600 a missile? If that. Oh, and over here we can have the hatch. Right. Now, let's ensure that the whole thing doesn't get blown apart through very little effort, because these glass blocks are constantly getting blown up. I'm going to spin that way. Spin that this way. You know what, I'm going to take off the whole bridge. Because the whole bridge currently is a bit of a mess. And that has to do with the way that I set it up. It became a bit of a hodgepodge of a design. And while I do like the bow, like that shape, I'm not too happy with the rest of it, because it's pretty much thrown together of random 4-meter beams. Which is not really ideal. Oh, it's not even that, actually. Okay. Then you're definitely going to have to make some room. Here I probably have, what, single blocks? Get rid of the whole thing. Start at the bottom and the top will fall off automatically. that temporarily is going to make this a very, very weak missile launcher. Because it's completely susceptible to enemy fire, but I am running the game on very slow speed. So hopefully it won't be an issue. Yeah, let's make some room. Here, click. I'm not sure to what extent the bridge is being held up by the missile launcher at this point. Because they are connected. I want the whole part to fall off. Now I know that that's going to cause the entire ship to cease fire. Because the entire detection mast is on there. So, temporarily, we're going to be not only very vulnerable, but also we won't have any detection. But that can be fixed, and that will be fixed. Something is still holding this bridge up. It might be that part. That part and the thing here between. Yeah, there we go. Now it's going down. Now this door is lovely, but a bit superfluous at this point. There we go. Ensure that the whole thing is encapsulated. I'm going to do that in probably several layers of armor. I don't only want to have missile launchers up here. I also want to have room to put a flak turret. That's my plan. Oh shit, my heartstone is gone? But I'm sitting right next to my heartstone, I thought. I put that behind me. Yeah, see? There. That's where the heartstone, well, is supposed to be. That's concerning. Heartstone, remove it there. Just put it back here. Thank you. Now we're charging again. Right. So, as I was saying, I want to have these missile launchers up here, but I also want to have room for further flak turrets, which might start underneath the deck. I don't know yet. Maybe. The whole detection mast is gone. These require, what, 2-meter beams? Yeah, that's the launcher. That's the, well, the gantry, rather. These 4-meter beams should be sufficient, maybe even too much. No, I'm going to go with a bit larger to ensure that the turret, or the missile launcher cannot be attacked from above. That's the plan anyway. So first it's just going to be this missile box, if you will, and I'll probably add more subsystems as we progress. So down here we can set up another line. Here. Here and here. Right. So that's the missile launchers. Considering the amount of room that I have, I could maybe go for another line. But I'm not sure if that's the best thing to do at the moment. Because it's going to cost me a lot of resources, and I still have some other weapon systems to build. So back to the weapon system. Let's add a connector and a controller. And there we go. These missiles require 224 for one missile. Now I'm going to give them an IFF. What the fuck, I'm dying again? I'm not sure what exactly is causing the damage. But it's like the heartstone keeps getting blown up. Which I don't understand because it has enough charge, it has enough... Yeah, it should just be working. What if I just add a bunch of extensions? What could cause the heartstone to explode? What does that? I need to look into that, because if this keeps happening, it's... Well, it could cause an issue as I suddenly die because my heartstone just goes. Just blows up. Just for good measure, I'm going to add some repair bots here. Sorry, not in front of the screen. Just hidden here. So that they keep repairing the heartstone. Not enough hardstone extensions. Oh. Is that the issue? Charge out, 3.3, maximum charge. Yeah, so it should be fine, right? Here, have a few more. Alright. Let's hope that that hardstone is now going to stick as it is. Right, the missile launcher. I want range on these things. I want them to engage big targets, and I want them to blow really big holes in big targets. Reload, 37 seconds. I want to have another set of fins right here on the nose, because it adds, apparently, to the way that the thing can maneuver, which is nice. I want to have a prediction, no, an APN guidance, augmented proportion navigation guidance, as was suggested by Osprey 28. This hopefully means that the missile is going to target the place where the ship or the unit will be, instead of where the vehicle currently is, if that makes sense. Because the way that I had these missiles set up, they were only going to target where the ship or craft actually was, not was going to be. And that's important. Now, we have a fuel duration of 37 seconds, which is going to mean I travel about 3.5 kilometers. I'm going to add another fuel tank. That means I have 49 seconds of thrust at, ideally, 120 meters per second. But I probably will spool it up a little so that it doesn't immediately accelerate at that speed. I'm going to set a ramp time of 5 seconds. And then an active radar seeker, arming delay, well, warhead arming delay of 2 seconds. Guidance delay of a second. So it's going to clear the missile tube, and then it's going to start tracking. Now, we have a lifetime of 40 seconds, but a thrust of 49. So I can simply put the thrust output a bit higher. Get that to both. Can get both at 40 seconds. This means, let me draw up the calculator. We have 40 seconds times, what's the speed? Let's say 130 meters per second, which is 5.2 kilometers. Decent, I think. There are threats which will be farther away, but they'll just have to patiently wait until I blow them up later. Alright, copy to all matching launch pads, and then give that control to the AI. The AI, which is currently pretty blind. No, local upper controller. Here, wireless receiver, and I also want a staggered system here, so that I don't throw both of these missiles out at the exact same time. So I'm going to set a 1 second... Oh, bye-bye. I'm going to set a 1 second delay between them. And just add some ejector add-ons, so that they're going to get that extra jump. They're going to get a real good jolt until... Or well, as an extra launch boost, if you will. Range, maximum 5,000 meters. That's important. And don't target something that's really cheap, because that is just a waste of resources. So, local up controller, I'm going to set you to 4,900 meters. And engage vehicles above 1 block, yes. Let's say they have to be, what, 1,000 blocks? Is that a lot? Because I'm not sure how many blocks I'm even made up of. I don't know. Alright, so we have our missile launchers. Slightly to the front of that, I'm going to add another layer to the control tower. Well, control tower doesn't really cut it now, does it? Oh, by the way, for those of you interested, I have set turret limitations, or angle limitations, to work on the main turret and the flak Sea Whiz back there. So both of those should no longer be randomly firing at, well, whatever they happen to find, shall we say. I'm gonna make a bit of room here. And then close this up. Right, time for the AI. The AI control blocks. The connector is going to go here. Right down the middle. And I could probably hide it fairly well here. Provided that I might make this one a 3-meter block. And then over here needs to be a wireless receiver. Now it's connected. Now the detection components, I want to have 180-degree radars, ideally. These are 360s. Does that work? Line of sight downwards is disabled. Yeah, that's fine. Currently tracking 5 targets. Currently tracking 7 targets. So there's more to the starboard than the rest of the port. But these things are okay for detecting. Will detect any constructible within line of sight and within radar range. Radar range depends on the size of the target above the water. They're not great at telling you what the distance is. I'm also going to add some of these infrared cameras. And let's see. A tracker can track a single already detected object to provide high quality detections on that object. Functions like a visible band camera, but functions at night and works better on hotter targets. If I want to add those, I'm going to require some more room. Let's go with another connector. And a connector here. And I know it's going to be partially blind, but I'll see if I can fix that. So you're going to look from here. Actually, what if I put them over here? So I would use another controller extension. AI. Just a connector block. Here. And here. And then they can have a pretty decent angle, I think. Like that. There we go. It's already looking at something. Tracking the nurse shark. And currently locked on. Alright, these ones can go. Over here, I can probably have something looking back as well. Like a radar 90. This one is looking out for targets above the waterline. I'm not sure if they need to be like that or not. Currently tracking no targets. Mainframe doesn't have enough power. So I'll have to ensure that the mainframe gets a bit more power. Currently tracking 3 targets. These things, I believe, are better because they have a smaller angle. Is that correct? Because these things have a range error of 0.4%, 0.6%. Creates a detection 15 times per second versus 8 times per second. Requires 1 unit of general processing versus 2. So these things require a bit more processing. Can detect missiles and shells with a range factor of 50%. These things don't do that at... No, they do. With a range factor of 100%. Needs unobstructed line of sight directly forward out of the vehicle. Yes, well that's what they have. It's just that the whole GPU, or sorry, not the GPU, the CPU is no longer strong enough. So I'm going to have to add another one. Over here we can have this block. So it's a bit of a... How shall I put it? It's a bit of a condensed control tower. Maybe that's the right term. Now, ideally, of course, it does not get scorched by the hot exhaust from the missile, but I believe that that is not actually a factor in this game. So that shouldn't really be an issue. Telescope camera gimbal tracker. Provide fantastic bearing accuracy, but fairly poor range estimates. What does provide good range estimates? Is that a radar range tracker? Very good range and bearing estimates using radar. An active system as such, the enemy may be able to collect data when you use it. Sorry, detect you when you use it. That's fine. That's, well, I mean, it's not great, but so be it. Currently tracking 0 targets. And you. Tracking nurse and locked on. This thing is tracking a scrapper and locked on. But, of course, still needs more processing power. Alright, and then over here we can have... do we have a dual radar here? No, these are IR cameras. I'm gonna have 360 radar. Yeah, that'll work. Let's try that again, like that. And let's see, anything else that I would need? A laser radar, a laser rangefinder tracker. Can see through glass blocks, portholes, and railings. Great. Could I have those like this? Currently tracking 0 targets. Do I need to have those like that? I know that it's in way of the radar right now, but I just want to see if that does anything. Not connected. Really? Oh, I had them set up properly. No. Ah. There we go. Currently tracking 0. There we go. Tracking martyr. So if I put them like that, do they work? Tracking nothing. Tracking martyr. Tracking nurse shark. Good. Hopefully this is going to at least provide a modicum of detection for the craft. Now to upgrade the mainframe. Because that mainframe is going to need a lot more processing power than what it currently has. Where did I put that? Over here. AI. Connector. Connector again. And general processing cards. 1, 2, 3. We still don't have enough, do we? GPP-based... GPPP-based system efficiency 90%. But do I have enough? Yeah. Needed 22, provided 26. So I have a bit more than I need, and I quite like that. Just a bit of a margin. Now something else that I might require here is munition warners. I just don't really have a great place to put those right now. I'm not sure if it's ideal to put those on the tower or not. Because I could also just put them in the deck. So like a slot that sits somewhere here. But actually... No, I'm going to put them over here. So remove these. Add some more connectors. Then we're going to add a defensive munition warner. And also some here. I know that they're partially obstructed, but at least they should be able to spot some of the stuff. And then seal this part back up. Block here, here, and here. Missiles are standing by and currently not launching. Actually, that needs to be done with 4-meter beams, not 2-meter blocks. Back to 4-meter beams. Align. 1, 2. There. Right. So my missile system is complete. Now I would like, over here on the sides, to have a sort of a flak system. Something that detects and goes after inbound missiles. That's going to be a bit of trial and error, but I want to have one of those things anyway. So I'm going to remove these and put them somewhere else. These RTGs. Let's just put another one down. Oh, there's an ammo storage down there. Go away. Here. I still have 2450 in ammo excess, so that should be plenty. Now then, back to the bow. Oh crap, I still need to reattach the cams. I don't have any cameras right now. I said I can remove most of the stuff as long as I leave the bridge intact. Proceeds to remove all the cameras. Dumb. Where are those? Is that here? No. Where do they hide the cameras? Ah, under control. Yeah, that makes sense. Looking out, looking at the side. I'm gonna put one block here in front of one of them, so I know that, well, which way it's looking. So I'm gonna set one lightweight block in front of that one. So we got the big screen up. Yeah, this is the front screen. Yep, that's the bow screen. This one should have a block in front of it. Yep. And then over there we have the other one. Wireless camera. Bingo. Good. Time to remove the block again. And I would also like a, well, sort of a rear view mirror. If that's an accurate description. So we're going to have one camera over here. Camera, wireless camera here. Looking back. And I need to figure out a place to put that. That is most of my deck. So I could probably just go with a relatively small block. Maybe slightly in front of it. Turn on camera 4. Oh, crap. No, it needs to be one bit taller. Because this is really low. If I want to make that thing larger, it's going to clip through the deck below it, which is not what I had in mind. So, image displays, video, here. Let's make it a 2x2. Turn on camera back. Yeah, so that's the camera back. That's the camera front. Camera port. Camera starboard. It's not great vision because I'm looking at the side of the bridge, but it should be decent enough for now. Alright, in the next episode I'm going to build that flak turret for the side of the bridge. And that is going to allow me to, well, at least ideally, shoot down missiles. So they're going to come probably all the way up from down here, through the deck, through here, and sit on the side of the tower, and engage missiles that are coming in from the flanks, port and starboard. But more on that later. For now, thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon for the next part of this series.